Oh dear, well, cookies are everywhere. Jars and bottles and boxes and bins.
Bonnie Bridson paints the picture well. Imagine over 60 different kinds of cookies, chocolate macaroons, tiger drops, elderberry-filled cookies, and pies, pastries, and bread, all displayed amongst the hamlet of Minimally, a miniature village that helps stir up a sense of magic and enchantment in the place. The shop is tucked away on a tiny cottage-lined street that winds its way along Fairhaven's Little Sodus Bay.
And it's beautiful here. I mean, unfortunately, on the radio you can't see it, but we look at the bay and the boats and the gulls, and it's lovely.
Bridson has been baking for the summer tourists and local cottagers for 24 years.
I was kind of depressed when the last child left home. I thought it seemed like there was no purpose to life anymore. I'd already done all my job. I got to get those cookies out.
Bridson doesn't use a timer when she bakes. Are they okay? Oh, yeah.
One little corner of my brain is always connected to the oven. There's a nose thing, there's a smell that happens.
All of her cookies are made from scratch, using local ingredients.
This is where it happens.
She's talking about the big, bright, and breezy kitchen, where you could say the real magic transpires.
Well, it's funny because I just started out as one room, and then it kind of pushed me upstairs into a tiny little 2-room apartment now because it's just absorbed the whole downstairs.
With the Fairhaven State Park just down the street, Bridson does quite well for herself.
State Park fills up with thousands of people every week, whether you advertise or not. They all come to town at least once. All the cottagers, they aren't wanting to bake, and they've got company coming all the time. I'm recession-proof, essentially.
Out on the front porch, shaded by towering pine trees, among twinkle lights, a witch's broom, and porch pillars carved into castles, trees, and dragons, Bridson explains the secret to a successful business.
Well, I live a little bit off the beaten track. You've got to make them come back, and if it's not interesting enough or tasty enough, they won't. Try and come up with something that nobody else is doing.
She says her business is never going to be a get-rich-quick thing, but it makes her a comfortable little living. She lives as green as she can by composting waste from her kitchen and just not consuming very much to begin with. And perhaps the most charming aspect of the Fly-by-Night Cookie Company is the self-service sign that greets customers when Bridson or one of her 4 employees can't be of help.
I noticed that a lot of this is on the honor system almost.
Well, it just seems to work. I don't seem to have the theft karma going on.
And it's not just the cookies that she trusts with the public. Behind the house a bit, up a walkway, through an overflowing, lush garden, stands a quaint shed filled with an eclectic mix of tattered, used books.
This has been the most brilliant maneuver. People bring the books, they donate them, and people take the books away who are here for the summer. And the money jar keeps filling up. It's totally donation. We're making about $1,000 a year in here. And no one has to do any work. The books come, the books go, the jar fills up.
The bookstore supports a local park. Bridson also hosts music parties and potlucks in the fall and winter.
Hey, how you going? How are you? We're from Pennsylvania. We always stop in every time we have a place down here.
Usually end up taking home PMS cookies all the time.
The running theme here, local, thoughtful business, and the draw to a small, intimate community.
Hey, have a good one.
Hey, thank you.
Let's see you.
Travel safe. See you next year.
For the WRVO stations, I'm Jasmine Belcher.